Hmm. Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, Alex. Hey, Jeremy.
Oh, good day, good day. On an unrelated topic, I made a GitHub Dependabot change that allowed it to aggregate um, changes, and that has been so helpful. We really should make that a standard across our repos, unless we have good reasons not to. Because instead of running like 5 different or 10 different PRs and eating up all these resources, now I just consolidated one for npm and one for GitHub Actions. It's so much nicer.
Oh, you're talking about the dependent body grouping. Did we
Yeah,
did I
yeah.
did I turn that on the solar repo?
No, I actually merged a change for that. I was reading through the docs and I found it, and I had it on my list for a month or two. And so finally, the other day, I merged that, and man, it's been nice ever since.
It's on Pavel's audit list, but he hasn't. I don't think he's come around to the repos yet. But that was something that's on his to do.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I'm, of course, we're still as the guinea pig, but like I like it so far, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
I've
But
turned it on. I've turned it on for a couple of repos that were having some major spam. We just have to
yeah,
be
yeah.
careful though because of the supply chain. I don't know if you guys saw the supply.
Well, yeah, you gotta still.
You still have
Well,
to
now
read.
there's more to look at inside one PR than before, but you really, I mean, it's one of those things too. Like,
Yeah, we got to pay
it's a lot.
attention to what we're
It's a
doing.
lot of responsibility to be merging one of those PRs anyway. So, yeah.
Yes, we need to be, yes, watching that closely. Another 200 and something packages are now compromised.
Yeah, I was looking at there's this feature about like cold delay, and I was like, will this make it so that it's out a certain number of days before it gets pulled in? I'm like, nope. What it is like a certain number of time. It's amount of time that's passed since the last time it's generated a PR, which is not as useful. And to me, like, it almost a cooldown should be like that. You're not going to accept this change until it's been out in the public for a little bit of time, but then you could potentially miss like a 0 day vulnerability. So I don't know, like it's you've got pluses and minuses no matter which way you
Well,
go.
and we have step security. Step security has a cooldown feature. I just need to check. We need to actually check with them to make sure it works with the group dependabot PRs because they have a cooldown functionality that actually does what it needs to do, which is say that the third party dependency was just recently released.
Oh, yeah, 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 I've seen that.
Yeah, so we have a cooldown function on, they added a cooldown feature on step security, and I believe we turned it on across the board recently. Um,
Yeah, I saw that. Maybe I'm just not using it correctly. I did
well,
actually see that.
it shouldn't be any cooldown feature as part of Dependabot. It's a cooldown feature in step
Yeah,
security.
yeah, it's a step one. Yeah. I saw that.
It
Uh,
should be forcibly
it's a where is it at? Well, now it's not showing up on this one, but
it
yeah,
should not let
I've
you
seen it.
merge and it should not let the pipelines run. I mean, if it's not doing what we need it to do, then I need.
Oh no, it will. It will let them run and it will let you merge. It's because it's not a mandatory. We haven't added it to the approved set, but it's in there and it will show it
It,
as an X.
it should be
And
blocked.
then
Oh, it should be blocking the PR, the workflows from running.
no, no, it doesn't.
Um,
I don't think. Let me see. Oh no, don't branch. Don't do that. The wrong thing. Generate matrix. I guess it's not showing. Oh wait, there it is. Step security required checks. I don't think we've. So it got. I think it got added to our pipeline, but it hasn't been added to the rule set.
it shouldn't have to be. This is a forcible check. I'm looking at those. Hold on. NPM package compromised updates. NPM package cooldown
So
required.
there's an npm package cooldown check. Fails a package area that was released within the configured cooldown period. Help to avoid brand new and potentially unreviewed or malicious releases. And then there's a history, previous invocation results. So essentially, we just basically let that sit out there until that step security check passes. And should we update our rule sets to make it pass so they don't do a force override?
I'm going to
Because I
check.
don't think it's requiring a force override now. I don't think. Maybe it is. Here, let me go check the rule sets. Maybe I was. I don't know. I don't think I was though. I don't think it was. I don't think I was having to override it. Let's see. End-to-end test. I don't know which one to be in.
So it still runs the pipelines, I guess. I don't know.
Test status check. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know which rule set it is in. PR requirements, layer two.
It shouldn't be, it should, I don't think it's in a rule set. It should be forcibly enforced by step security, but let me take a look at how this is
Yeah,
now.
I don't think it's even got a rule set to be
We're
in
actually
yet.
missing a checkbox to enforce it on the seller repo or enforce step security hardened runner on the seller repo. So I don't know. Let me look at that again.
Yeah. I mean, nobody is here, but I know this is being recorded, so maybe we should. Um,
Yeah, I'm just making sure we're
I mean,
enforcing.
it is technically related to solos, so, but I'm not sharing my screen, so. Um,
Yeah. Anyway, big thing we should talk about, I guess, in relation to this call. I'd like to have us turn on the stale action, stale issues, and stale. It's called stale action. It's action stale action, but it closes stale PRs and or issues, preferably PRs that haven't been.
Well, do you want to just go ahead and drive and turn that on and I can watch? And then, because I'm already following the whole repo.
Well,
So whenever
I,
it does close it, I'll get an email and I'm reviewing those emails and I can always reopen it. So,
yeah, what I wanted to say though is I wanted to discuss that because I don't know that we have. I think we have, you know, internal quorum, but I don't know that we have, any of the other contributors. No one's on the call but us. So I guess, for the record,
yeah, I think the only person, so we had Jason from Bug Bites occasionally shows up. And then we have, internal people like Roger and Andrew show up. And then, of course, Alex is on the call and Jeffrey. And then sometimes Jean and Eva will show up. And then there was one guy that showed up one time. I'm sorry, I didn't memorize his name. And he was kind of listening in. But yeah, well, I think we've only had maybe two or three contributors, but they're not consistent. Um, so yeah, so usually it's just internal people from Hashgraph that are more consistent so far. But we've only had like 4 or 5 meetings, so yeah,
yeah, it's just getting underway. So,
yeah.
my sense would be, I would vote to turn on the stale action for PRs only that are stale and outstanding. That way we don't have to be the bad guys. and we have a consistent policy on how pull requests that are lingering get closed out. Meaning we're
I'm
not,
fine with that. And then I can always, because I watch all of that stuff and I have emails, so I'll just go ahead and reopen them if I feel there's a need to. But
yeah.
that way, to your point, it's automated and we don't have to like, it doesn't make it look like we're taking any biased action. So yeah,
Correct. It eliminates bias. It means that it's applying consistently across the board based on a well-defined
yeah,
set of rules that we control those rules and what they're defined as, but it's a published set of rules that we set and are well documented,
yeah,
based on standard tooling that is provided by GitHub now. It was originally Protobot provided an app for that. Now GitHub has converted that to a CI pipeline and taken ownership of what used to be the protobot
yeah.
app, right? And now it's just a standard CI action that comes off the shelf from GitHub, and it has quite a few different knobs on it. It's got like, I think I looked at its knobs this morning again. It's got like 60 something knobs you can tweak or some crazy amount. It was a long, long list of configurable knobs and options you could turn on the thing. So I
Well, do
think,
you want to share your screen and turn it on real quick?
yeah, let me open my code editor here real fast, and get into
Okay.
solo code and
Yeah.
can you create an issue for that on the repo while I get,
Sure. Let's
because
see.
I'm in a couple different projects here that I need to get out of real fast. Um,
What we want to do, issues and pull requests, or just
No,
issues?
not sharing yet.
Huh?
Nathan is not sharing screen yet.
yeah, well, I just created
I was creating the issue.
and then,
So the auto close still GitHub issues and
mm,
still
let's
pull
start,
requests.
I want to start with just pull requests for starters.
Oh, okay. Still GitHub pull requests. Okay.
Let's just do PRs for the get-go here. And then
Okay.
we'll work
Okay.
it from there because
Let's see. Okay. And then here I'll put this in the Zoom chat so that because we're doing this publicly anyway. So there's the issue. It's 2666 double demon. I'm just kidding. Double demon. Double automated.
all right, hang on, let me pull the latest from the repo here.
I always found that funny, like the demon and a daemon have this. It's like, okay, well, you've got this evil demon, but if you look at it from a computer science, it's a daemon and it's an automated thing that runs in the background. So that's kind of what a demon is too, in the evil sense. It's something that runs in the background. So it's kind of funny. You just got like an extra character in the spelling. So I'm like, so yeah, 666 is like evil. So it's like, okay, that's double demon, double daemon.
The ticket
So
number is 666, right?
2666, yeah.
266.
Sorry, I have a funny sense of humor sometimes. So yeah. It doesn't mean everybody else laughs at my joke, but at least I laugh at my jokes.
All right, I'm creating that PR. Let me share my screen. Find my find my Zoom window again. It's lost in the shuffle. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go.
You got your
Move this over. All right. I need to make the font
one
bigger.
one 1 billion resolution turned on. Yeah.
Do I need to zoom in here? Let's see, what is all these?
Did you have to make code change to do it, or do you just do it through the rule set in the
No,
GitHub
it's
UI?
code change. It's a GitHub workflow.
Oh,
To add a
huh.
workflow.
So it's doing it like one of those API checks or something like that.
It's so this was previously an app. They converted it to an actual GitHub maintained action. It's
Oh, okay.
from GitHub now as an official project managed by the GitHub team. So, uh,
Uh, so like they expose it through the API. It's just everybody was doing it, so they just built the action around it, so it made it easier to use.
well, yeah, it's always been an API, right? It's just making the standard API calls to manage and read, issue, and PR details, and then manage issues and PRs, right? That
Yeah,
API existed a long, long time where you can open and close issues and PRs through the API call,
yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Comment on them, assuming you have the permissions to do so. So that's all this is. Um,
Yeah. Oh, while we're on the topic, so we have a new one that Jeffrey has created for us that I had asked for. It was like that flow examples test, and probably since he probably merged he probably gets notified. How do we like? What's the best way so that we can all get notified on it? Do we just have to? Do I need to put in a PR or I mean a GitHub issue to push it to a Slack channel or push it to like a Discord channel or like what's a good approach so that we can see that like if I want to go check and make sure this job is running correctly every night and be notified about it. Because I know Jeffrey probably gets the notification because he was the last one to merge it,
yeah.
but I don't. So
Typically, he's going to only get notified. I think the default is now failures only. Um,
but I'm not getting notified. So like, but I follow the whole repo. So is there like a setting I need to go in there and
you may
follow
need
the
to check.
action or something?
There's a separate action setting for managing. It's under here. It's under your settings. Personally, it's under notifications, I believe. And here's their settings here on how to deal with failed workflows. Um, I think this is now the default, only notify for failed workflows. And you've got options on GitHub or via email. So if that's
So is
not
that a,
foremost, then you're not necessarily going to get emails or GitHub notification if this is turned off. So you need to check to make sure that's set up. And
um,
that should trigger send you the notification if it's a commit. So really what this does, and the way most of these actions work, like if it's on a
which tab are you in? I didn't see which because
I'm
of
in
the,
settings, right?
oh, so,
My
but underneath your user.
yes, my personal settings, and then
Okay.
notifications, and then there's a system actions drop down here.
Okay. I mean, it was, what was the one on the left called?
Notification.
Oh.
And then it's the scroll down, there's an actions a line item.
Okay. Okay, so mine says on GitHub, email only notified for failed workflows. But
But it doesn't say email, does it? Is email checked?
email is checked.
Okay.
But I'm not getting an email when I only get an email when I'm following, I guess, particular workflow that runs. And so in this particular example, this is a batch job.
It's not
And
going
so
to, it's going to, if it's running as a cron task, and it's going to email the author, the last author that committed a change, I believe, to that workflow.
so how do I follow that one then?
There is unfortunately no way to follow that one.
So then should we send a message to Slack and or Discord?
I don't know if we can
Oh, what
without
do you mean?
without having to modify the pipeline.
Well, I mean, but that's what I'm asking is what's our recommended approach?
I think that if it's a cron task, depending on the importance level, if it fails internally, we should probably create an alert. We should probably send a rootly alert.
A rootly alert?
If we're,
Well, but so this is so what this does is it runs for all of our example workflows in Solo, example jobs. So I don't know. I mean, I guess, create a rootly, but I don't want people to get paged for it. But I don't mind creating it as long as it doesn't wake anybody up. I'm fine.
well, we can
But
mark it as a
but
rootly.
this is also a way of thinking forward to like open source repo long term too, right? So is Rootly, the right choice if somebody wants to go and see like, oh, did my thing fell? Did I break this
Well,
example workflow?
the problem is we either send it to, you can't send it to the individual user. You're sending it to a channel. You know what I mean? That's shared.
Yeah. So I could create
I
a
mean,
Discord channel for it or throw it into the solo Discord channel, or I could throw it into our Slack, or I could
I
throw it
think
into
that's a different,
Rootly.
I think
But
that's a different conversation and it's not, you know what I mean? I think we need to have that some other point in time. Uh,
okay, so that's not public conversation. Okay.
well, it's public, but I don't know that, I think you wanted to solve for the stale issues right now, right? Um,
Well, yeah. I'm overlapping while you're working on that. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Speak of the devil, why don't we have a permissions block on this guy? Oops. Okay, we need to fix that too. Lol. There should be a permissions block on this thing. And we don't have one to figure out what that permission.
So on the, I haven't been following all the super details on the Rootly. If a contributor is contributing to consensus node and it causes a Rootly incident, they won't be aware of it, will they? There's no way for a contributor to be involved in Rootly. It's only Hashgraph employees. I don't know. How's Rootly being used?
Um, do that backwards.
Seems like Rootly would just be employees
Um,
or contractors that were staff on. Do we have the ability to add a contributor if we wanted
no,
to?
no, and this conversation about Rootly needs to be private. That
Okay.
portion does need to be private.
Okay. All right.
So again, that's Rootly's our internal tooling, and what we do
Okay. Okay.
world is different story. I don't know what the right answer there is. I mean, we
Okay.
can a channel to high heavens every time it fails. I think number one, right now, we need to figure out what
Sorry, we can take that offline. I could stop now. That's all you had to
the
say.
author that commit. We have to look at what GitHub Actions actually is doing because I think the author that commits that would. I think it's notifies whoever broke main. I think if we're running it on main and it's running as a cron task, it should notify whoever's commit was at the head of main, I believe, when it breaks.
I don't. I think it's whoever last committed the change to this particular workflow because for a long time I kept getting these consensus node ones because I modified one of the workflows and that workflow cron job when it
That's
broke
that was
I
my
would get notified
that's my initial
forever.
issue is that um
And I guess maybe somebody eventually changed it and I stopped getting them. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, or we retired it. It might have been we just retired it because this is one of those JRS ones. So it might have just been eventually retired and I stopped getting the emails. But You got an extra empty line on 7 and 8.
Which one?
You got an extra empty line on line 7, 8.
Oh yeah, I don't really care yet. I was thinking I may add
Yeah.
some. Yeah. Um,
Our Markdown YAML linter complain about that stuff. We were chatting earlier about that. Let's see. So, I mean, it's 5:24. And this is like basically the whole content of this meeting. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, so while you're working on that, the version 44 is going to be the one that has all of the CLI changes in it. We did get a 44.0, but it wasn't ready yet, so rolled it back to 43.1 as latest until we get it ready. Working through some doc pipeline changes. So either 43 dot or 44.1 or 44.2, depending on once I get the docs CI/CD stuff working correctly, will be the version of the CI changes that has all of the and hopefully not 45 unless we push a feature. But that's going to where we restructure all the command calls to 3 layers deep with a lot of renames and that sort of thing. But we are also enhancing one shot. And so with 43.2 that pushed last week, we exposed some environment variables that allow people to override versions. So if they need to, so that Alex, if you need to, you can go in there and override versions using environment variables using one shot. I know you probably use the more complex one, but if you wanted to use one shot, you could, and depending on what you're trying to do. The values files, though, that doesn't work yet. We're actually in the process of creating one shot Falcon, and so Falcon will be like the Millennium Falcon, so it's more advanced. And so that one you'll be able to supply all the different values files in a single value file, actually. So the one value file, but we'll have you'll have a section for block node, a section for relay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As well as be able to specify all the versions. So hopefully, coming up, and I'm not sure what release number that will be, but once that work is done, you might even, Alex, be able to use one shot Falcon and not have to deal with all of those, 15 different commands or whatever, how many ever you have.
Great.
Yeah. Yours is one of the more complex ones, so I'm not sure if we'll hit them all perfectly right off the bat, but we'll get it, and then you can give us some feedback. Like, I could almost use it if this, and this, and then we can look at it and maybe we can get those incorporated also. So, or give you some environment variable switches or something as a workaround so that you can still use it, and yeah, so we'll just have to work that out. But yeah, it's getting more flexible. What are we setting it to?
For stale,
Uh-huh.
um,
I
I'm
see. I see you're looking at it.
I'm gonna go for staling as 14 days, 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So it
And they
goes
trigger.
stale first, then it goes closed. Then it closes in a
Oh, okay.
certain number of days. Um,
So what are you gonna? So you said 2 weeks for stale. What are you gonna set the close to? 30, 60, 30? I don't know. Yeah, 2 more weeks.
so it's probably so what
28.
happens once it goes stale, then it starts counting the closure time. Um,
Oh,
right. So
so like 14 more days, I guess. I don't know what you.
7 days.
It's good if it's good if we're consistent, of course. Well, I don't know if we've been already implementing this in other repos. Probably have.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna do another 14 for now, and we can change it later.
Okay. All right.
That gives it basically 28 days before it closes.
And
And if they comment on it or there's an activity on it, it'll reset the stale and the close timer, you know.
okay.
So
And then we can always manually close it if we want to, or manually reopen it. So
yeah.
yeah.
See if there's some examples of comments here. Copy their just
See okay.
the messaging.
Well, it looks like you're almost done. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and close out the meeting, and then I can just approve and we can merge the PR offline. Do we have any other comments or feedback?
No, looks good.
Yeah. I appreciate you writing this up in front of us, Nathan. Yeah,
And this
so
every hour.
you're almost done with it for the most part. So,
Yep. Almost. I think this is pretty much it here.
and then for anybody watching, I mean, 2666 is the GitHub issue, so they can go out there and find the PR, even though they haven't opened the PR yet, so they'll be able to find it. So, yeah, so they can always review this offline if they wanted to follow along, see what happened to it. All right. Well, if nobody's opposed, I'd say let's go ahead and close the meeting down, and maybe we'll have a larger attendance next time.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a good day. Talk to y'all later.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.